Hi, and welcome to the Simple Logistics channel. Today we are going to discuss the importance of dry ice into logistics. So it seems like there is no much relation, but follow me and you'll see that dry ice, or CO2 actually, has a lot to do with logistics. For you guys that have been following the international news, probably you heard about the supply chain disruptions in the UK, all that derived from Brexit and the lack of truck drivers. We already covered that issue here. But last week that there was also an interesting development. So energy prices in the UK right now are very high, and these has resulted that two fertilizer industries that also produce 60% of the CO2 in the UK have shut down. So it's not profitable for them anymore to produce because of the energy costs. And that has caused a CO2 shortage countrywide there. And uh, but why is CO2 so important? So CO2 is used on a number of business. It's used to make soft drinks, for example. It's used in some industrial process like welding, for example. It's used on the poultry industry. It's used to stun the chicken before they process it for a number of reasons. CO2 and dry ice, which is made of CO2, is used on a number of industries. In logistics, the main use for CO2 is for the transport of some medicine and vaccines that require really low temperatures. So the dry ice, it becomes frozen, or CO2 becomes frozen at minus 79 Celsius degrees. So it's really a low temperature. And some medicine, they require really low temperature. It's hard to achieve those temperatures with cooling only, and it also uses a lot of energy. So that's why sometimes, a refrigerated truck is not enough for this type of medicine or vaccines or whatever. Dry ice is required for the transport of those goods to keep the temperature down and to maintain the quality of the medicine or the vaccine. And right now with COVID-19, there is distribution going on, especially of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. Those vaccines, they are of a new kind. They are RNA vaccines, and they require really low temperatures during transportation to be viable. During the pandemic, actually, the use of dry ice in logistics has increased, not decreased, despite the fact that a number of industries have suffered. The economy in general has shrunk in a number of countries, but during the pandemic, the use of dry ice has increased a lot. And the demand continues very high, but right now at the UK, they have this problem that the largest producers are in shutdown and they are not producing enough CO2. They are kind of having to prioritize especially for the health sector, the CO2 that's being produced. I guess that's kind of a lesson for everybody. Sometimes the supply chain can fail for something that's a detail, a second thought, or something that you can overlook sometimes. So if you are not careful, your supply chain can hit a snag and can essentially shut down. So no detail should be spared when planning logistics. No detail is not important. Everything counts. The kind of temperature that your product will require, vibration. There is a number of issues that you have to plan ahead before beginning the distribution of your product. We all have to be careful when planning for the logistics of our product, for the storage of our product. We have to know what we are dealing with and what are the environmental requirements, what are the logistics requirements, how perishable it is, if it can deal with humidity or not, or uh, as I mentioned, every detail is important to plan for the logistics of those things. The other factor is that I wanted to emphasize is that sometimes governments don't plan ahead. They don't plan for these details. They are not careful enough. So companies should work even on shortcomings of their respective governments. So I don't know, safety stock or something like that. You can always plan ahead and do something to make sure that your company, that your product is not hit as hard as the competitors. This is what I wanted to share about the CO2. I hope the situation in UK goes back to normal soon. So for those that are watching us from the UK, good luck. I hope the measures that the government is taking now to allow temporarily some truck drivers from outside the UK to work there. I guess even the military are going to drive some trucks now, especially fuel. So we hope that the situation goes back to normal so soon. But again, if you are in charge of planning for your company's logistics, you also have to plan for failures of government planning because it always happens. We in third world countries know that better than anybody, that governments have the tendency to oversight those details that are really important for the industries. Companies in general have to look ahead and to kind of mitigate those issues whenever they can. Okay, so this was what I had for today. Thank you very much for following our channel. Please remember to subscribe and hit the bell button if you like our content and you don't want to miss our new videos. So thank you. Bye.